Now, speaking of a product that I might actually buy it tonight. Okay, this is on pre-order. I don't recommend pre-ordering stuff. This is SMSLaser's Trinity for $320. It is a V-cell based illuminator, IR combo, night vision unit. Now, I have. It might be behind me. It's probably underneath that sheet, but I'm not going to touch it because I want to make sure the stream stays up. But it is a V-cell based IR illuminator Viz laser combo, $320. Their previous laser, the HFXC, this one is actually a super solid unit, 4-in-1, $250, full power, like ridiculous power. Very cool for $250. Now, if you're not a night vision nerd, it's not going to be that exciting. But essentially, with this pre-order, they are coming out with something that will compete with size, form factor to something like a HFXC, a Maul, a Holosun Iris for $320, which is half the cost of the closest competitor being the Holosun Iris. And again, their previous entry, if it uses that same technology, just with an updated body, way more ergonomic design, so you have a push-button slider for your throw, you have your power buttons, you have your mode selector on the left. It only comes in at like 6 ounces, and it's an inline laser, so directly over the bore, which is super advantageous for AR users. For $320, if this thing is legit, like I don't see a purpose of buying anything more expensive.
So what you're saying is we're paying for the name when it says B.E. Myers on the side of it?
Well, B.E. Myers is made in the USA, right? So that is going to double, triple your price right there. But what does the HFXC go for? Like 6, 5? It's something stupid. Malls are still, I have a Maul in my closet, I think. Malls are what, 3.5, 4? Something like that. But if this thing does what it's supposed to do, it's almost a direct replacement. Now, Chinesium, right? But 10% the cost. So this is something I might buy tonight and get it on pre-order.
Do you know when the pre-order, like when they're supposed to start shipping out?
Well, it says ships 35 days after pre-order. So that means that they're probably getting assembled right now in China, and then they're coming over by boat or whatnot. So yeah, next month.
What battery does it use?
Side-mounted, which is kind of the way you want it, CR123A.
Okay, nice.
Their previous model, which I don't have on my desk, their previous model was kind of like a 4-in-1, kind of like this thing here. This is a unit that some Chinese company sent out for me to play around with and do like testing for them. This unit is garbage, but the SMSLaser stuff has actually been pretty good. Their last 2 units. So now for everybody, I don't know how interesting this is going to be for all of you guys in chat, but if you're into night vision stuff, and it's already a very, very expensive habit. As Andrew says, who I have his Maul in my closet, says I paid $3,200 for my Raid, which is a good price, and $2,600 for my Maul. So yeah, if you're into night vision stuff, it is already crazy expensive. So if you can get pretty good performance for like $300 on an IR unit, like you are very happy, very, very happy.
And you said you like their the 4-in-1 they had, or the
their
light laser combo.
Their 4-in-1 for the money is the best IR unit on the market. Now, I had issues with mine, and I basically told them what they needed to do to update it, and then they updated it. So on the initial model, the HFXC or whatever the name was of that, I hate the name, but whatever the name was on that, like you couldn't adjust the illuminator and the laser power separately. So if you put them both on full power, you would have like a 2-foot laser beam, right? Full power laser beam. And then, so it would just wash out in your illuminator. But they simply updated it to where you can adjust the power levels separately. So you can fine tune and have a nice crisp laser with your big powerful illuminator, and you can do all the things with it, right? So that's what, and I had there were some other little issues with the initial model, but for $250, like basically a steal at that price.
Current price for the Raid XE is $2,900 to $3,200. So yeah, that's very, very significant.
Yeah. Now to be clear, I don't recommend anything else. All the other stuff is old garbage. That is kind of like their old stuff. The HFXC is good. And hopefully the Trinity is good. Hopefully. So I'm going to buy one of these just to test it out. And then I have the HFXC, and it's good. The HFXC is so good that I've considered buying like 3 of them just to have on every gun. Because the white light, they also have a full white light. The white light is like Streamlight HLX Pro level. So it's good enough to basically replace everything. Use the standard switches. Good.
I was just going to say, does it pass? Because I'm looking at it, and can you mount this to the top and still have a front iron sight, or does the sight would the iron sight get in the way?
No. So the way that this one off hangs, the body off hangs to the left, so that the IR laser and vis laser are straight down the middle. So if you did want to do a front, so if you wanted to do a front sight post, you still can. It would just have to be behind the IR unit.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. So I mean, or yeah. So it would be awkward, but or have a flip up one. If you flipped it down in front, like facing backwards, basically, and then flipped it up when you want it, you could do it that way. Wouldn't work with a fixed sight though.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Oh, Brass, do you have one of the Trinities? Because this thing is a pain.
Early access Brass.
Well, so
Spill the beans.
Well, so what I want to know is one of the other guys, Bargain Bin Tactician. He does all the video work and photography for SMSLaser. So he usually gets all this stuff in ahead of time. In fact, these are probably his pictures, if I had to guess. If there are a few stateside, I actually do want to know if they're legit. Because I'm probably going to buy one tonight for $320. It's a steal if it does what it's supposed to do. Oh yeah, the HFXC. Yeah.
You just make a YouTube video about it.
Exactly. And then you pawn it off on some unsuspecting Subscribe Star member.
Yeah. This is a very niche. This is a very niche scenario, but like on the guiding board mount I have on my bolt gun, I've got a PEC 15 up there for illuminating and marking targets when I have a clip-on night vision device in front of the scope, and it's a pain in the ass zeroing that frickin' PEC up on that diving board because the height over board is wicked high.
Yeah,
it's an absolute pain in the ass. And
yeah,
so
that sounds miserable.
Having something that's center lined with the rail, that would be nice. Actually, for even if it's a piece kind of a junk illuminator or whatnot, but having that laser center line, so when you're pointing at something, you're actually pointing at what you're looking at.
Yeah, no, and I like the inline lasers. I know some people like to have, like Bones was saying, like to have a front sight post or whatever in front and then have the IR unit like right behind it, basically, so having an offset allows them to get that laser past it. But for most people with quote-unquote modern setups, if we don't have a front sight,
I never said that I have
I'm just saying.
I'm just asking. I was asking, okay?
I've seen some front sight blocks, okay? Right? That guy Kyle says, Focus Ship, you should do some nod content. I mean, I've done some nod content. Okay, so I am very close. I'm very close to securing my next IR, or not IR unit, my next unit. I have one of Andrew's units in the closet, but my next actual like PBS 14 unit. It's going to be a Tanto, 50-degree field of view with the Actin black lenses. It's going to be an Elbit tube or whatever it is. So it's coming. Okay, it'll be like next month. Next month I'll have that, which will line up perfectly for the new IR laser unit, and also the days are getting shorter. So go ahead.
When you're saying Tanto, are you talking like a dual PVS 14 setup or like the Tanto
single?
Itself?
The Tanto itself. So it's a Tanto housing with the 50-degree Actin black or Actin blue. I forget what the name of it. Actin black lenses on it. So you get a 50-degree field of view, and then the Elbit thingamajig. They get 2 Christmases. That's funny. But that'll be next month. So that'll line up really nicely with that pre-order.